So I'm Randy, this is Anthony. It is March 1st, 2020. We want to welcome you to Bryce Canyon National Park. This has always been a bucket list site to see. I've been to Bryce 4 times. This is now number 5, but I've never been here in the winter with the snow on the ground. Let me show you what I'm looking at right now, and then I'll tell you the trail we're about to hike. So we are on the Queen's Garden Trail right now. We're going to take that over to the Peekaboo Loop Trail, and then over to the Navajo Loop Trail. If we do the whole thing, it's a little over 6 miles, and we are debating on whether or not to put on the chains.
To the junction, then 0.2 to pick up the Peekaboo Trail, and we'll come back up and finish that figure 8.
Well, it's time for a little lunch break.
Tuna, of course.
You've been trained well, Anthony.
That's it. Protein.
So I say we're about 20% done with the trail at this point. So far we've not used the chains. The path is a little icy, but thankfully there's a lot of sand in the ice, which allows you to keep your traction, but it's really muddy. So we're about as muddy as we're gonna get in our shoes. We can't get much worse than that. We're gonna keep moving on. This is absolutely amazing. Wind picked up. We're now on the bottom of the canyon. We just began the Peekaboo Trail. And as you can probably see behind me, the mud is gone and the snow definitely has arrived. What's kind of neat is when you do this hike, depending on how the sun is facing, one side is completely clean, no snow at all. You get on the other side, you got a lot of white stuff behind you. We're kind of right now, just to let you know, near the bottom of the canyon, and you can see how it develops into a nice forest-like atmosphere. Spiral things sticking up are called hoodoos. They're usually in a concentration of a basin called an amphitheater. We left one amphitheater. We're now heading into another one. Take a peek at this. So we're on the Peekaboo Trail, and we're pretty deep into the national park. Haven't seen a person out here. Actually have some snow falling on us now, but wanted to point out, thankfully people keep walking on these trails which pack down the surface. But right here, watch this. Thankfully I only went about a foot, but watch this. About 3 feet of snow. All right, starting to get colder. Trails are icing over. Coming down this little decline here is extremely slippery. Anthony, what are you waiting for back there?
I don't want to slide and take you out, buddy.
What makes this trail so wonderful is it goes up and down and finds some of the greatest viewpoints of the hoodoos. But because it goes up and down, you got a lot of uphill climbing to do at times. And this one's probably the steepest we've done so far. So you got that nasty series of switchbacks. You go through a tunnel and you're treated to another beautiful amphitheater here on the Peekaboo Trail. So I just about do it on this hike. Let me encourage you, if you come up the Navajo Trail, save a little gas in the tank for the final couple hundred yards. Bunch of nasty switchbacks. Check this out. Last and final steps. That hike was incredible. So we're going to check out a few sunset views and then go out and get some dinner. From the top of Sunrise Point here at Bryce Canyon, did a great 6-mile hike today. And you know what, let me throw this in really quick. I just did a video of my favorite 15 parks based on enjoyment, and I gave Bryce an honorable mention. Let me just say this, coming here, hiking Bryce in the snow, it was a lot of enjoyment. Great time. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel. My hands are frozen, my lips are frozen, but there's always room for you on every national park adventure. Thanks so much for watching.